Update 12 is out right now for Payday 3, and it gives us a brand new heist, well, legacy heist I should say, which is First World Bank, a classic from Payday the Heist, Payday 2, and even Payday's web series. First World Bank is possibly the most iconic heist in Payday history, at least lore-wise, and it has finally come to Payday 3 at last. And let me tell you, it's very well done. It may well be Payday 3's best heist. It's personally my favourite heist they've added so far, not just because it is a familiar setting, it's probably the best bank that I've played in Payday 3, but also it's got RNG and replayability that a lot of heists don't tend to have at the minute in Payday 3, or at least not as much as they should. There's variants even in Loud in ways you may not expect, so I'm going to talk you through all of it and give you my thoughts. But it would be remiss of me if I don't lead with something very important for people watching this video who maybe haven't played a lot of Payday 3 recently and don't know what's going on in the news for this game. So if you already know this, then please bear with me for a second or skip ahead to hear me talk about other bits. But if you are checking this out and wondering if now's a good time to play Payday 3 or at least buy it, returning players, definitely come back, play this update, you'll have a great time, well worth the reinstall or whatever else it may be for you. For new players, I would hesitate only for one big reason. We don't know what the future of Payday 3 looks like right now. Starbreeze in the last few weeks have announced several things. Firstly, a notable staff cut to the Payday 3 team, a significantly lower amount of investment, their words not mine, for Payday 3 Year 2. They've laid off staff members within Starbreeze, and on top of that, funneled a quarter of their developers into making a Payday event or crossover game mode or something for PUBG, and that's going to take a year to make, whatever it is. So all of that combined gives a general vibe that Starbreeze right now aren't putting the love into Payday 3 they should be, which is especially annoying considering their acting CEO said in an interview, and I quote, "Payday 3 is our top priority." It clearly isn't. It's clearly a bold-faced lie, and everything they're doing is proving that, because not only have you got all this other stuff happening, they're also still putting a lot of their devs in Project Baxter, a D&D game that's coming out in 2 years, and a third live service game they're working on for 2028. Starbreeze may be claiming that they want to put Payday 3 first, but nothing they're doing is showing that, and I don't think they've really got the fans in mind right now, so please bear that in mind and use that to inform your purchase. If you don't care and you like what the game has right now, definitely pick it up. Maybe look for a sale, but the Year 1 edition is pretty good value even at base, but don't buy Payday 3 with the future in mind. I don't think that's a good idea. We know that a character is coming early next year, most likely Jacket based on everyone's theories and Starbreeze is teasing, and on top of that, we also know there's going to be a skills and armor system rework next year sometime. Armor, earlier, it's going to bring back Payday 2's armor, but keep Payday 3's and allow you to mix and match if you want, and then some kind of skills rework is coming down the line. We don't even know when. That's all we know, so please use that to inform your decision as to whether or not you get Payday 3. I don't think right now it's the best time to be a Payday fan. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of sadness, and I don't blame anyone for feeling it. I've got a lot of it myself, but I just think it's important to mention that, and then also just put it to bed for this video, because I want to stay positive. I want to talk about this heist and what's good about it, so allow me to set that as the context and push it aside for now. And also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it during this recording, since it's the third time I'm doing it, so I'm just recording it here to slip it in. If you aren't already prepared to check me out on Twitch or YouTube, bear in mind I'm going to be streaming very soon after this video, a bit earlier than normal today because I want to get a stream out and I'm busy tonight. So check me out at twitch.tv/RedArcherLive to get access to the new Christmassy Twitch drops, or watch me on YouTube too if you fancy. But the big signal, if you're not already following me on either of those platforms, first off, subscribe, but second off, when I go live on YouTube, I'll also be live on Twitch at the same time. So hop on over there and come and check out the stream with me. Let's talk about Update 12 and everything that's in it, which isn't tons. As I've said, it's smaller than previous updates, but there's some good stuff in here. First off, First World Bank in Loud, because I can talk about the map layout as we're going along, as we're getting through different bits and just different changes, but Loud, let's get that out of the way first, because that is the most similar, and I actually think is the weaker part of the heist. Not bad weak, but I think stealth is so much more fun that I kind of want to wax lyrical about that in a minute. So Loud plays out very similarly to Payday 2. So you are drilling a gate to get into the back area. You're hacking a maglock computer in the manager's office to stop the vault from sealing up as you're getting into the back area. You're then going in, thermiting through the roof, and then securing the cache and getting out. Within that, some tweaks have occurred in different places. For one thing, when you get into the back vault area, you can open both gates now. Normally you only go in through one gate and then that's it, you just go through there the whole time. You can open the other one from the inside if you wish for more maneuverability. This is coupled with the balconies on the top now being fully connected right around the top of the heist, so you can go around the balconies at will, more useful in stealth, as well as a back section behind the lobby of First World Bank where you can go upstairs and around into the back of the bank as well from the upstairs. Some really good changes to the map's layout in the frontal area that I really do like. Beyond that though, couple of changes to the key objectives just in how they're played out. Thermite in First World Bank is exactly the same as No Rest for the Wicked. You put a thermite box down and you guard it, and you can make it go faster by putting extra thermite bags in, and you have to watch out for sprinklers being triggered, and you have to turn off the sprinklers if they are turned on by the cops or by you putting too many thermite bags in too quickly. One criticism that I do have, or a couple that I will just put in here, the thermite is obtained from the server room in First World Bank. That is accessed in stealth by a QR code, and in Loud that's accessed by a QR code. You can't shoot the door open, you can't lockpick it, you can't smash it, you can't anything. You've still got to run around and find a phone and unlock it with a QR code, which is a bit of a pacing breaker in Loud for me. Don't love that. But also, you can't pick up the thermite bag until you get to that part of the heist. And it's one of the only times that happens in this heist. And it's one of the only times I can remember it happening in Payday 3 and being really annoying. They've gotten better with this, so I'm kind of surprised they've done this with the Loud objective for First World Bank. You can stare the thermite bag in the face from the start of the heist once you're in the server room, but you can't pick it up until Shade asks for it. So that involves you going into the back of the bank, triggering the objective, going back to grab the bag, and then bringing it back through, which is incredibly annoying. And for a heist which overall has made a lot of things more user-friendly and flow better, that is a big sticking out point that I don't love. But either way, once the thermite is down, you got it burning, 4 more bags will become available to you. I don't love how they're presented either. There are a few nitpicks here, but trust me, as I've said, overall the heist is really good, but I've got to talk about the downsides here and there. You get 4 thermite bags that will just drop from the sky next to whichever gate you came into from the front area of the bank, so they will drop down, you pick them up and bring them back to where the thermite is. If you've got a full team, it's going to be easy to do. If you're on your own, maybe slightly more annoying, having to put them on AI's backs, etc., but it's still doable. I just think there could be more fanfare and more information from Shade, or better yet, sneaking them into the back of the vault area or near the gate or something just so they're easier to reach, or even better, next to the thermite itself in the server room and let us pick it all up together. That would be nice. Thermite triggering bag, thermite bonus bags, or just 5 thermite bags. The first one you put down triggers the thermite set and the 4 others are just bonuses. Would have been cooler, but whatever. Either way, once you're through, you go into the lower area of the vault and start looting the cash. In Loud, it's actually quite nice. You don't have to wait for the cops to open the vault doors now. You choose when they open. The cops will just wait outside. There'll some drop in through the roof where you've burnt the thermite, but beyond that, they will wait outside until you open that door. They don't tend to have any kind of set specific spawn, like in Payday 2 when the doors open, they're kind of arranged like it's a film or something. They'll just kind of be in spots and start shooting at you. But beware of 2 things. First off, when the vault doors are shut, don't put bags right next to them, because the cops seem to be able to pick them up through the doors at the minute, which is a bit odd. And also, as you're opening the vault doors, cops will just start to phase through before they properly open. So just be aware of those. Once you're coming out though, you have 2 escapes in First World Bank. The standard escape, which is going out through the garage, and it's slightly more user-friendly with the bags. You would look around the back area of the bank for a vent that has not been sealed up when the alarm went off, shove all the bags through it, and they're all secured. That's it. Bags done. No need to pick them up in the garage. They're just secured. You then go through the bank as per usual, blow up the wall, go down the stairs, get into the garage, and escape. Nice and simple. The other variation though is the zipline escape, and you'll know if you've got it if when you're going around the back area of the bank, you can't open any of the vent systems while allowed. There's no prompt to do it. You can't smash him, shoot him, anything like that. What will happen is a zipline will drop in the bank, I think at the same place the thermite bags drop, and you set it up on the balcony above where you come in from that gate in the main lobby of the bank. It will then connect to a helicopter just outside the bank from the top balcony, and you attach all the bags to the zipline, and when you're done, escape right next to it. I don't think it's as fun as the garage escape, and I think it would have been better as a favour. I don't know what the favours are in this heist, so please do keep an eye out for those and when they drop. There has actually been a change to how the favours drop though. They've been grouped differently, so I'll put that on screen now, and I'll put a little chapter marker as well to notify it. You now get favours based on certain groups of heists, so playing any of the bank heists will give you favours for different bank heists and so on and so forth, which I actually think is a much better improvement. I really like how it's laid out, so just bear in mind now that favours will drop differently to how you're used to in Payday 3, so keep an eye out for that. But the zipline escape, it's a nice idea. Would have liked it to have just been a favour, but it's part of that RNG and replayability. It's an entirely different escape, so I can't really complain about it too much. I mean, it's not as fun to play through flow-wise as the garage, but I do still like it, and I like that there's some variance there, that it plays differently, and you actually are going to go into a Payday 3 heist and not know how it's going to end. That's a nice, welcoming twist, and I will take that with open arms, even if the alternative is not quite as strong. It's fine. I like that it's there, so that's a big plus. So overall, Loud, I really, really like. I think it's fairly solid. I've got critiques with it, as I've said, but that experience, you can't quite fault it. Not overall. I think it's still very fun to play through. But stealth, oh wow, stealth is so much better. I liked stealth in First World Bank originally, but they have really worked overtime to make stealth flow great in this heist. For one thing, manager spawns are in completely different places. You don't need to kill a manager or tie him up now. You just use the manager's computer in a particular office. I mean, maybe that's because the manager is based around Bo Anderson in Payday 2, and they probably didn't want him in Payday 3. I wonder why, but you've got beyond that a manager computer to find in his office. You've also got an actual direct interaction with the inside man from the start. They're not on a comm this time. It's a guy in a room that you go and find, and he talks to you like he's giving you mission objectives, which is quite cool. You'll pick up some stickers you'll use later and do a few bits he asks you to do. Very similar to the original heist, but also a couple of new bits, like a USB stick in the server room to clear the system, basically, of the inside man's intervention. You go into the back area with a key code, as per usual, but it is actually a varying key code now. You find the manager's computer, it will give you 2 codes. Note them down because the game won't tell you them in the UI, and then you go up to the keypad, type in a code, he'll scan his eyes at the same time, and you'll go straight into the back of the area. And as you're going, you'll find a laser puzzle, like it's some kind of Mission Impossible film, which I quite like. You have to get through that to get into the back of the bank, and from there, that's where you'll find most of the stealth challenges present, because the first area you can do unmasked very, very easily, but the back area, you're dodging more guards, you're dodging more cameras, a little bit more challenging, and if you mask up, don't worry, because you won't be going back the way you came when you escape. I'll get to it in a minute, and I absolutely love how it's been done. Either way, when you're in the back area, you are trying to find a keycard to open the vault door, as well as a computer to hack to trigger the keycard trigger. Kind of like Golden Shark, but it is exactly how it works in First World Bank originally, so the similar structure there. So get your keycard, get your computer, hack, open the vault doors, and go straight in. But beware, there are still more lasers in certain places. Don't get caught out by them. Fun, but can be annoying if you're not paying attention properly. When you get into the main vault though, the loot secure is even better in stealth than it is in loud. Remember those stickers I mentioned a minute ago? Well, you stick them to a bunch of carts inside the vault room, pick up loot bags, and drop the loot bags into the carts. No need to move them, no need to do anything with them. They will just stay there, and they're marked for civvies to come in after the heist and take them to you, which is just fantastic. So well done. There are side rooms in the bank vault, as I thought. You can lockpick them in stealth or drill them in loud, and there are a ton more bags in there. So you secure, I believe, a total of 15 bags now. May need to double check that. It might be 18. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look into that. But 15 to 18 bags of cash. And overall, payout-wise, you come out with $2 million on Overkill. Absolutely fantastic. A really good payout for the experience. I really like it. But that's not the best bit. Well, it's one of the best bits. When you're finished securing the cash, as I said, you don't go back through the front lobby. There is a special corridor now in the back area where you step into it, like in Beneath the Mountain or the White House in Payday 2, where the whole team assembles, the door behind you closes, and the front door opens, and the front door leads you straight into the staircase down to the garage. No going around the annoying civvy bit upstairs, no going through the First World Bank lobby. So if you're masked up, you actually will no longer be near anyone to spot you other than one guard at the exit who kind of shouts to you, "Hey, all your cash is in this truck, see you later." And as long as he doesn't see you there, get next to the van, get gone. It is fantastic. I couldn't wipe the grin off my face playing it. I thought it was so cool how that was done. So like I said, this heist feels very similar to Payday 2, but there's so many little quality of life changes here and there that are fantastic. It also makes things like the thermite bag not being pick-upable, is that a word? Whatever. Being pick-upable, let's say, early, makes that more annoying because everything else is so well designed. But like I said, net positive for everything. I really love it, and I think it's fantastic to play. Cannot recommend it enough. The only thing to talk about that I haven't mentioned already with the heist in mind are the ATMs. So let's just touch on that briefly, and loose cash overall, because I am still Payday 3's #1 loose cash hater, because it just doesn't have any value or importance. None of it does in any heist, and I really want that to change. Just as a blanket statement, I feel like the loose cash, each bit you pick up, should still have $1,000 of value like it did in Payday 2. I think that would be a really good idea, and then even if you pick a lot of it up, it will increase the payout by a bit, but it's not going to give you like 3 million more and completely disrupt the economy. It just wouldn't do that, because what happened when I played this heist was, I played on Overkill, solo stealth first, got all the loose cash out of the vault area, so on the main table and side tables in those little side vault doors, and I got $28,000 on Overkill. That's it. Now granted, the 2 million for the bags is fantastic, and it's a big payout, but the loose cash, seeing that come up, I was like, so what was the point of looting it all? There's no point to doing it. I'd like it to have a reason and have a backing. And the ATMs aren't much better. Now, it's possible I might have missed a couple, because there's normally more than 6 in the original First World Bank, I think. But I opened 6 ATMs on very hard playing First World Bank. I made a conscious effort not to pick up any of the loose cash. I think I might have picked up 1 bundle by accident while trying to loot a bag. But I came out of it on very hard, all bags, with only the 6 ATMs I could find looted, and got $8,000 loose cash. I just want that to be better. That's it. I mean, it's fun to loot the ATMs, to loot the loose cash, but I want that to be better. And if you're wondering how to loot the ATMs, there are 3 ways to do it. In loud, throw a shot grenade, they'll auto open, but in stealth, you either pry it open with a hammer and take the money out. If you do that, guards will see it and trigger search mode. Or you can use an ECM jammer. If you put an ECM jammer down and trigger it, not over the front of the ATM like you would before, but just put an ECM jammer down and trigger it like the die packs in First World Bank, you enter a special state where opening the ATMs does not break them in the guard's eyes. They're just open, money's taken out, job done. So you've got a few different ways you can handle that, so do keep that in mind as well. But that's everything with First World Bank. Like I said, overall, really recommend it, really fun to play through. Can't recommend it enough for returning players, so make sure you jump in. Beyond that, let's go through a few extra bits from this update. There's not many. Like I said, there's cosmetics like the weapon skins and the mask patterns, but I couldn't see those in-game. I assume they might be renown rewards, but it's not really well explained, so Who knows where they'll show up, but there has been some weapon tweaking, and I'll put that on the screen now just so you can see it all and check it, pause the video if you want and just see what's available, because I haven't had a proper chance to test this out. I've been looking more at the heist rather than the guns, but as you can see across the board, a lot of improvements, in particular for shotguns, and also, finally, the Northwest B9 got the love it's been waiting for about a year and a half now, so I'm glad to finally see it get that attention. On top of that, you've also got a couple of extra tweaks, such as AI now being able to revive each other, and Fear and Greed, when you trigger the EMP, more of the tech will turn off. That's just a cool little immersion thing. And also the minigun, the Argus overkill weapon, has a bit more accessibility. Not all of it, but a good bit. Now, while you're holding the minigun, you can pick up loose cash, for whatever it's worth, open doors that are already unlocked, and also ride on zip lines. I'd still like you to be able to do a couple more things. For one thing, you can't pick up the explosives in First World Bank while holding it, which doesn't make sense because if you can pick up loose cash, you should be able to pick up those little explosive kits, so that'd be good. And also, you can throw bags off your back while you're carrying a minigun. I'd love it if you could pick them up too, but much like the movement penalty, add a penalty to how long it takes to pick them up. So rather than grabbing a bag grabbed, where you got a minigun, it's like grabbing a bag, putting it over my back, done. Make it slower, like the movement, but let us do it. I wouldn't rob us of the ability to do it altogether. But overall, improvements to how the minigun is handled. I do like that very, very much. And that's about it. Couple of small issues I want to point out. I'm not sure if the server browser refresh has been fixed, so refreshing it not working. I don't think that's been addressed. I can't see it in the patch notes. And there's also a new bug on Golden Shark, because there's always a new bug with these updates, isn't there? Which is that if you trigger the manager's computer in Golden Shark, where you have to trigger the computer and then put a blue key card against the vault door, if you fail that objective the first time around and don't do it within that time, apparently either sometimes or all the time, the manager's computer can no longer be interacted with, which soft locks you out of stealth and you have to go loud. Not ideal. Hopefully that gets fixed soon, but unfortunately, there's probably not going to be a Payday 3 update for about 2 months now, so not good. Not good at all. That means we have to put up with that for another 2 months. There won't be an update in January. Starbreeze never update their games in January, so gotta wait till February, I guess, for that to be addressed. Yippee! But that's about everything I want to talk about with Update 12. Overall, like I said, a smaller update, but what's added, especially with First World Bank, is phenomenal. So I really can't recommend it enough to returning players. New players, as I've said, read the room, temperature check with everything that's going on, see if it really is enough for you, and if you're happy to buy it based on what exists right now, pick up the game and have a blast with it. Thank you all for watching, as per usual. I will see you all very soon for some Twitch streams, which will be on this channel and Twitch almost imminently. As soon as this video gets out, I'm going to edit this as fast as I can and put it out for you all, so please keep an eye out and check out the streams as soon as they go up. But I'll see you all very soon with some new content, be it dev blog or some non-Payday stuff coming very, very soon. Thank you all for watching. See you all soon. Take care.